In a world where a man tries to beat deity AI in Civilization 5 using the Lek mod, spawning on a random map where he accidentally set the game to immortal with a Pangea fractal map, there is the legend of the One Tile Island. Hey, buddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome to the Polish One Tile Island. Now, I guess the only real thing that we can do is found our city, Skadoosh. That's it, right? We got 3 food and 1 production, and that 1 production is all we're gonna have for a long time. I'll put the city on production focus. Not sure if that really matters. Do I want +1 production or do I want growth? I feel like growth gets me science. I literally cannot build anything that would be useful here. Like having a scout, I can't embark. So I'm going to start with a monument. In order to get any value out of our capital, we're gonna need to go tradition here. It gives us 3 culture in the capital, as well as a free culture building. It'll also give us extra growth and gold and happiness in our capital. Now, the real dream here is if we can rush the Great Lighthouse and get it built, that +1 gold from all water tiles in the city will be huge. So this is going to be a Great Lighthouse rush, and I'm going to do everything that I can. Okay, all right, let me just optimize my game here. Okay, I'm working. Do I want to work food? I think I want to grow. Okay, so I'll work the food and I'll press next turn. Boom. Okay. Actions complete. Technically, 120 years have passed. It took us 120 years to build this monument to about 25% completion. Generations of stone carvers have found the one stone on this island and have carefully carved it. My city grew. It's huge. Now, I can, in theory, take a citizen off of working a tile, or I could work the tile and actually grow. I think I'm going to work the tile and actually grow. So that's a reasonable choice. There's pottery, lovely. Now we have access to the granary, which gives +2 food. That's going to be important. That's going to be really important for us. We also have the shrine, which is worth +1 faith. That's super important as well. All right, let's go to the next turn. And yeah, I think the first thing we're going to build is the granary. And I'm actually going to stop growing in order to build that granary. I can get it in 10 turns, or I can get it in 8. I could get it 2 turns sooner at the cost of a little bit of growth. So I'd basically trade 8 food for 8 production here, and then get 2 food back from the granary. How much does it cost to buy a fish tile? Okay, 30 gold. I could alternatively rush a worker. I don't know if rushing a worker is the play here. I think maybe rushing the granary is the play. There's also the shrine. If I could get God King, that would make my capital like a lot more useful. I think I'll go shrine here. And I think I will work the fish and the food, and I can grow in 7 turns. Perfect. We also have a policy. Let's grab tradition. Adopting tradition will give us 3 culture in the capital. Boosh. Now the capital is, now it's doing something. Oh, we found land. Amazing. Look at that. It's delicious tundra. We love tundra. So not only is it a 1 tile island start, we also found tundra. Incredible stuff. Just really, really incredible stuff. We can adopt a new policy. I'm going to go for legalism, because it's on the way to landed elite, which will allow us to grow this city a lot faster. Perfect. Okay. The shrine is out. We're going to be able to get a pantheon now. That's beautiful. Next up, we'll get to work on the granary, and I'll wait the 2 turns until we grow, and then I'll pull 2 workers off. There's sailing. Beautiful. We can now create fishing boats, and we can embark as well as creating trade routes. That'll be something. Perfect. The city has grown. Amazing. Let's dework this tile. Oh, I guess I have to work this for the food. Yeah, okay. That's fine. We are 12 turns away from getting a pantheon. The granary will finish right as we get to start building the Great Lighthouse, which will be great. Somehow, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. Another policy. Let's take landed elite. That's 15% growth and +2 food in here, which should mean I can get away with putting another person unemployed. Although maybe I should just keep growing, because now I grow in 7 turns. And growth gets me science and gives me a lot of future potential. So maybe that's the way to go. We just grow, grow, grow. God, the game is not used to you exploring with border expansion. Stonehenge has been built in a faraway land. That's understandable. There's optics. Beautiful. Awesome. Granary will finish next turn. We can choose our research. I think a library is one of the only ways we get a nice advantage out of this city, because we have no tiles to improve, right? So like getting traditional tile improvement technologies is not particularly important, but getting that library, that's +1.5 science right now. That's a huge science increase for me. So let's get started on the Great Lighthouse. I am going to cut workers. I will work this tile for 1 more turn so we can grow again. But we want to get that Great Lighthouse as fast as possible. Now, the Great Lighthouse in Civ 5 gives you +1 culture, a great merchant point, but it also gives you a free ship and +1 gold from all water tiles in the city, and a free lighthouse. And lighthouses are amazing because they give you +1 food from all ocean and coast tiles, as well as +1 production from sea resources, and fish gives you another +1 food. So the lighthouse is really going to make this city like kind of useful. There we go. Warsaw has grown. Amazing. We're going to take you off of that. We can't get away with not working the fish, but that's fine. We can get the lighthouse in 17 turns. It's slower than I would like to build it. Warsaw demands coffee. I love the ambition, Warsaw. I really, really appreciate it. God of the Sea would be pretty good, although we only have a single fishing tile in the capital. I really do think God King is the play here. +1 production, +1 food, +1 gold, +1 culture, +1 science, +1 happiness, +1 faith. It's everything you want. So I'm going to take God King here. That'll shave a couple of turns off of that. We also have a culture policy. I'm going to grab monarchy, +1 gold, -1 on happiness for every 2 citizens in the capital. That's going to allow us to continue to scale and grow this city. We could dework this to shave a turn off the Great Lighthouse, or we could continue to grow. I think shaving a turn off the Great Lighthouse is huge. So I would rather stagnate and build this right now. If I get the Great Lighthouse, this game has potential. Also, I like the way the city has grown in this kind of weird fidget spinner pattern. It looks like a weird hand, like an alien hand. You know, like this is the wrist, these are the fingies. In terms of our next technology, I feel like this is a top half of the tech tree kind of game where you want to play around this stuff. So it's a question of, do we want to go to drama and poetry and get our free amphitheater? Or do we want to go to philosophy and get our national college early? And I think I'm going to go for the free amphitheater. It's a +2 culture boost that will really help me out. Okay, Statue of Zeus has been built in a faraway land. We let as long as we can get the Great Library, we're cozy, we're comfy, we're happy. Mausoleum has been built in a faraway land. That's scary. The people with the pointiest sticks. I didn't even spawn with a warrior, by the way. I just want you to know that. I didn't spawn with a feckin' warrior. Oh my God, 4 turns. Come on. Come on, don't take this from me. It's the only thing I have. Please give me the Great Lighthouse. It's all I have. Come on. Come on, man. Give me the Great Lighthouse. It's all I have. It's the only thing I have. Please, please, please. Yes, we got it. Incredible. All military naval units receive +1 movement, +1 sight, and we get +1 gold from all water tiles in the city, and we get a free lighthouse in the city. The city must be built on coast. That is huge. We also get the free quinquireme that we can now use to explore the land that we spawned near. Oh, coffee! That's what they demand! Now the real question is, do we start building settlers? There are cities here. There's at least 1 luxury. I think we build settlers. We want to get at least 3 settlers to try to make our empire make sense. We can get them in 6 turns, which isn't amazing. It's not an amazing thing, but it's also fine. Okay, we found a second luxury. So we've got at least 2 cities, also potentially an exploration island that we could get early. That'll probably have its own unique luxury and strategic resources on it. Yeah, we got furs. We are going to have to deal with the barbs on that island, but that's a problem for future potato. Okay, we can adopt a policy. I'll quickly grab aristocracy. That would have been amazing. I didn't even think of this. God, I could have saved 15% production on the thing. Whoops. I just literally didn't think of that. Because I'm bad at Civ 5, bro. I don't know how else to explain that to you than I'm bad at this game. And I haven't really... Oh. Okay, we met Mysore. Now, something we can do when we meet the AI is we can trade knowledge of each other's capitals with Accept Embassy and squeak an extra gold out of them by selling them open borders. And because... Oh, okay, he doesn't want it yet. Okay, we got a luxury here. We got wine, we got gold. There's drama and poetry. So we should have gotten the amphitheater for free. Yeah, there it is. Amphitheater, boom, +2 culture. That's fantastic. I'm kind of tempted to rush theology and do a tradition piety build, right? Where I go tradition into piety, into like rationalism or something. It's kind of like a weird, try to eke out as much as you can from your cities build. All right, first settler is out. I'm going to 1 turn a scout really quick. Oh my God, we found Andorra. Nice to meet you, Andorra. Pleasure. Let's get our next settler. We'll pop our scout into the water. Got a couple of ruins we could potentially sneak here. We should have some empty land around us that we can claim, which will be nice. Let's jump up there. Perfect. I was kind of praying that there wasn't a barb near there. Let's explore our way around. This should be a big kind of rectangular-ish landmass. Looks like that ruin is gone. So someone has explored by here. We're found next to the coffee. We do get a monument for free in here. I'm going to go granary because I want to get a cargo ship in here to feed my capital as fast as possible. Workers will come. but I will probably build them in my capital. Yeah, I'm not getting worker steals. Like, I have so many disadvantages here. There's Calendar. Nice. We met Colchis. Meeting city-states is good for us. We met Colombo. Pleasure. Pleasure is mine, good sir. Oh, I could steal that worker. Maybe I shouldn't, though. Let's make sure we go to production focus in Krakow before the city grows. There's Kami and Thimpu. Perfect. Let's talk to everyone. Trade embassies. How would you like open borders for 1 gold? Oh, yes. Okay, we're able to squeak. We're able to get that 1 gold per turn out of the AI. Well, that might not sound like a big deal, but 1 gold per turn from every AI in the game, while also having a relationship boosting thing going and knowing where they are, that's massive for us. So now we're making 4 gold from meeting other civs. And all it cost us was telling them where we live, which feels like a strange trade deal. It's like, listen, mate, I'll give you $1 every day if you just tell me what your address is. Excuse me? Excuse me? And you give me right to come into your house. I don't know if I want to give you that. All right, I don't think I'm going to be able to settle this island early, but I reckon I could settle here. It would get me the gold and potentially the wine. Yeah, okay. Let's get our 4th and final settler, or 4th and final city rather. A bunch of people just hit medieval era. There is truffles here if I can get this, plus it's a canal city, which is kind of unique. There's Nicosia. Nice to meet you, Nicosia. I would love to settle this, but I don't know if I can do it cleanly and safely. I'm thinking something over here coastal. I definitely want to be coastal so that I can send cargo ships to my capital, which is what I'm saving up for right now. There is the Beringer crater, Sweden. Nice to meet you. Let's immediately talk to Sweden and say, Bob's your Euclid. Give me that 1 gold per turn. Here's my open borders. Thank you so much. I'll send my settler into Krakow, and then I want to kind of make sure there's no barbs around here to kill my settler. Speaking of barbs, there one is. So, settler back in the water. We are getting good exploration off. So I'm thinking if I settle this or the deer, well, I don't want to settle on the deer. I'll settle on the hill because that'll give the city defenses. And then 1, 2, 3. So the closest I could settle is here or here. If I settle on this sheep, 1, 2, 3, these cities are closer. And this feels a little easier to defend. Although technically this would be easier to defend because less of the land would be ocean, and ocean is a little easier to attack than land. In terms of policies, I'm going to take oligarchy so that we get our free aqueduct. That's going to give us that 30% carryover growth, which is huge. It's also going to give us a 15% growth boost in our first 4 cities. So we should start to see like incredible stuff. So the aqueduct means if it takes 16 food to grow, 4 of that food will get carried over. Because that's 40%. So sorry, not 4 per. It's a 16 multiplied by 0.4, which is 4 plus 2 plus 0.4. So it's 6.4 food will be carried over to the next pop, which is really good. It basically means food becomes compounding. The more food you have, the more food you get. It's basically compound interest on food. Where do I feel safer to go? I think I'm going to go on this sheep right here. No, I should go here. No, I'm going to go right here. That feels safer. All right, let's kill the archer with our scout so we can get the experience. We finished our final settler, which is huge. And now we need workers. We need cargo ships. We need libraries. We need all that stuff. We need to build our writers guild. First things first in the capital is go straight back to growth now that we're done making settlers. We want to grow, grow, grow. And I'm going to get started with a library in here because this city isn't going to be able to do much in terms of production. It's going to be where a lot of science comes from. Science and gold. My other cities are going to have to be my source of production. So let's settle here in Łódź. Make sure we set you to production focus, work that sheep, and you'll get started on a granary as well. How long until I can purchase a cargo ship? Okay, we're quite a while away. So what I will do is in the capital, I'm going to purchase a worker so we can improve that fish. Now we are unhappy, which isn't ideal, but we should be able to solve that problem given enough time. Pyramids has been built, religion has been founded. Now I don't know if I should go piety. All right, get that fishing boat work up. There's Singapore. Nice to meet you, Singapore. City-states don't have unique abilities in Civ 5, which is honestly kind of sad because that's one of the coolest parts of Civ 6. I'm glad that's coming back in Civ 7. There's philosophy. Get me the worker. I really want a cargo ship, but I think the worker is kind of just like key here to getting some of these tiles online. This city grew. Work the sheep. I can't wait till we get our ducal stables. It's like Poland's one major giga bonus, aside from really, really strong cultural, social policy stuff. Fishing boat complete. Let's go get this coffee online. That's going to be +4 happiness. And we will settle this city. It sucks that we're settling it unhappy, but that's okay. We'll set it to production focus. We'll work the deer. I'm going to have to head north to go build the iron, or the gold instead. Stupid swordsman hanging around. Let's make sure we come back for archery. Warsaw continues to grow despite its problems with negative happiness. It sucks to be in negative happiness. You could make an argument that I should have settled on the luxuries. Somebody else built Notre Dame. Jesus. So there's the library, which means this city's growth now translates into 50% more science. We're getting an extra +1 science from population. I'm going to go for Writers Guild, get that early culture flowing. There's Kaisel, we're finding more city-states. Somebody is fighting this barb camp, which is great. I really hope it's Colombo. A Manitor built Petra, you're demanding copper. Listen guys, you are in no position to make demands. We finished a worker in Krakow. Let's go get the coffee plantation online. That'll be 4 turns. I never researched mining. God, I'm a dumbass. I'm really behind on workers. I am only going to need like 4 to 5 workers this game. So I'll get started on that worker production. It is very, very important. Workers are the second half of your economy, with growth being the first half. Let's clear that barb camp. 16 gold and they won't spawn anything to bother me anymore, which is nice. Wondering if we can sneak this kill. Yes, we can. That should get my scout a level plus. Might make Colombo like me more because I helped them kill a barbarian. Although I think it technically wasn't inside their territory, so they don't care as much. They're like, oh yeah, nice bro, you killed a barbarian like 2 tiles from my city. There's mining. I wonder if we can spot where my capital city was meant to be on the map based on where the iron spawns. Maybe it was meant to be over here. There's iron there. This scout, I'm going to take survivalism, so he's harder to kill. We got the granary in Łódź. Let's start with more workers. We'll build a mine. Now that we have mining, we can get the gold. There's happiness in them there hills. We are negative happiness, which is really bad, but we are close to getting out of that hole. Like, boom, the negative happiness hole just got smaller. Coffee is online. I'm going to send this guy to go get those truffles, which means we need the ability to make camps. So I'll get to work on trapping. We have a spy. Oh God. Who's top science? Let me see here. Demographics. Nubia's top literacy. So I'm going to put a pop in their, they have a 20 population capital. Oh my God, my capital is 7 population. That is terrifying that they have a 20 population capital. Good God. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 builders. I would like 1 more worker. That would do the job, I think. For my empire, more than that is probably unnecessary. Isabel and Nubia are at war. Łódź has grown. Make sure in Wrocław we grab that tile right there. We could choose our research. I still want theology really bad. I'll build a pasture in Krakow because that's what we're good. Krakow is cracked. I hope you're not thinking of declaring war on me because I'm literally defenseless, dude. I'm gonna bring my boat back, my 1 boat. Okay, we're starting to improve wine. We're building a plantation on the wine. We will source some happiness as well from piety. It'll suck if we don't get a religion, but I think this is a great way to try to build taller. Now, I do think going for piety could be a mistake, but the one really nice thing is that it will give me a reason to build temples and shrines and reward me for building them by making them cheaper. Or rather, I build them 100% faster. And now the AI is looking to renew the 1 gold open border deal, which kind of, I hope is calculated into their value engine of how they value relationships with other players. Like, yeah, I won't kill this guy because we kind of have a thing going. Warsaw has grown. Now, the only thing this city produces is food and gold, really. Let's grab the shrines now that we have, I think we have enough workers so I can start getting my shrines and my temples up. Okay, let's build a camp on the truffles. 4 turns from now, we will not be negative on happiness. And also, I'm going to then get started to work on construction so we can start making our cities even happier. Right, let's get started on the temple in Warsaw as well. We do have the option for a writers guild. I'm going to lock that in. That's +6 culture per turn, bringing us up quite a bit. It'll also get us great writers. Let's get the shrine in Krakow, build a pasture over here in Łódź, and we'll start getting our pastures and tile improvements up at long last. Trying to renew my friendships with all the AIs. Trying to keep them happy with me so they don't decide to kill me. We got the granary in Wrocław. Let's go for the shrine. Then coming over to Łódź, we managed to build the shrine. I think an argument could be made for going for the amphitheater rather than anything else. But I do think it would be really nice to get a strong faith line. I'm going to heal up my quinquireme, which is the only defensive unit I really have. There's theology. We can now build our grand temples. And that also gets us a step closer to the compass, which will get us harbors. Shrine is completed in Krakow, get that temple up. I'm really, really hoping that this faith will help me, get somewhere useful. Amanator built Chichen Itza. Somehow I have more production than Hyder Ali. That is baffling. But there's masonry. I'm going to chop the forest on this because I probably should have chopped the forest before I built the truffles, but that's something we can do maybe if we have excess happiness later. But now we are positive happiness, so we're going to eat that happiness up really fast. Alhambra has been built by another player. Oh my god, they're getting all the good wonders. All right, we need this temple. Clearing a forest, created 13 production for Wrocław. We now have access to the wheel. I think at least 2 of my cities can build watermills, which is a huge building for us. +2 production, +2 food, +1 production. That's massive. Warsaw has grown. It continues to work, these water tiles. We want a lot of growth in Warsaw if we can get it. And actually, I'm going to get started on my cargo ships because I need to start sending food to Warsaw. The more food we can force into Warsaw, the better. The people of Warsaw must grow fat and lardaceous. I don't even know if that's a word. Build a camp on these bison. Beautiful. Everything is coming along. We got a temple in Łódź. Now that we have positive growth, we can work the pastures a little bit. Get me a cargo ship in Łódź as well. In my capital, I think I could make use of a couple triremes and a galley just to protect. And this city doesn't really have anything else it can do except for the national wonders. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a trireme, mainly to protect our trade routes. Although actually, I'm going to get a galley because I can kill this barb camp. Pastor over here in Krakow. We are production focused. Yes, you are. Make sure you work anything with food. There's construction. We can now build our Colosseums, which is +2 happiness in every city. Krakow has grown. Łódź has grown as well. Don't have that many good tiles to work. There is something in me that really wants the harbor. A lot of gold from this. However, it is really expensive. So instead, I think I'm going to go for horseback riding so we can get Circus Maximus and our ducal stables. Mount Kilimanjaro gave me +1 happiness. That's helpful. I'm a little bit light on gold right now, which doesn't feel good. Wrocław grew. We will keep working the good food and production tiles and keep improving the tiles, honestly. We're a few turns away from founding a religion, which could really, really help us out. It's fine if we don't, I guess. If somebody else spreads their religion to me, that's fine too. Let's get started on the Colosseum in Wrocław. I don't know if, on Wrocław, I don't know if I'm saying it right. We're going to want markets, we're going to want universities, we're going to want workshops. I think let's get our markets going. Make our way towards currency. My Quinn Quireme, I think having naval superiority is really, really important, so I will get that ability on it. I'll move you over here to start chopping. We met Tirana. I thought I'd already met that city-state. I guess I hadn't. In my brain, there was a city-state to my north that I already met. I didn't realize I hadn't met them. There's probably people screaming at the video like, meet him! Say hello! He wants to say hi! We got a great writer. There is something to be said for bulbing this right now for 120, but I think creating the great work will give us +2 culture per turn. It's like building a monument or an amphitheater. So I think that actually has some value. And it also means we could follow the piety up with an aesthetics play to have an insane amount of culture. And I generate so little culture right now that bulbing him just doesn't feel worth it. There's mathematics. We also got a great profit in Warsaw. Let's build a farm right here. I'll put a farm right here. Cargo ship. We immediately start sending food to Warsaw. Because remember, in this city, population count for half happiness, so we want to get a lot of growth in our capital. We are going to found a religion. I guess Boat Mormonism is fine. It's like the classic name. Ooh, +4 gold or +4 production from the palace is like super good. Allows me to make a much better capital city. Feed the World is fabulous too. Devoted Elite could also be quite good with a tradition build. I think Feed the World has a lot of power. Growth is extremely powerful. So we'll save up for another, probably for a missionary so we can spread our religion. Coming into Krakow, we're on the verge of losing out on happiness, so we need the Colosseum. We built our galley in the capital, which will allow us to defend our shipping lanes. Let's get started on the Colosseum. We want that happiness because we are negative on happiness, which is not good. Wrocław grew, as did Łódź. Spain tried to settle this island and they got murked. We got a cargo ship in Łódź. Let's make sure we send that trade route to Warsaw. That's +8 food right there. Means grow, grow, grow in the capital city. And we'll get more Colosseums now. We need that happiness. Happiness is the thing that is currently limiting my empire from reaching anything resembling a potential. All right, there's currency. We have access to the market. We have access to Petra. The market is the big thing there for the gold income. Particularly if you go piety, you typically struggle with gold until you get theocracy. I'm going to grab organized religion. That's +1 faith and +1 culture from shrines and temples. This should roughly double our faith income, but also give us a significant boost to culture. We got the Colosseum and Rocklaw. Let's grab the circus for the happiness. And I'm going to head towards metal casting to get workshops because that plus production is great. And then we'll follow that up with education and compass. I've more or less got all my tiles improved, which I'm very happy about actually. Yes, Warsaw continues to grow. It's a beautiful thing. We finished I believe we finished a Colosseum in here, right? Yes, that's +2 happiness. We definitely want our ducal stables, but we also want our watermills. I need to get our libraries online at a certain point. I'll get my circuses. That happiness is so key. I've got most of my tiles improved now. I may have gone overboard on workers, but I would rather have one extra worker than one worker not enough. There's engineering. We can now build aqueducts, although we already have them because we get them for free. It's one of the big bonuses of tradition. We got the surface in Wrocław. What can we do to make this city better? The city does have at least one pasture, so that would make this city slightly better. I'm going to go for the cargo ship so that we can send food to Warsaw. The more we can grow this city, the better. We just need to pump as many pops in here as we can. There's bronze working. We have access to the barracks as well as lumber mills, the statue of Zeus. All those things are already built as far as I'm concerned, as far as I remember rather. In Lodz, we can get the circus as well. We're kind of dipping at the edge of our happiness limit. A couple of my cities have grown. They are working perfectly reasonable tiles. Lodz has grown. I will give it the wine tile because it just needs a tile, really. I'll go get you to get the fish. How are we looking on the demographics? Oh no. Oh no. It's so bad. It's so terrible. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, Warsaw is growing, dude. I would love to have a market of the capital. That is actually going to generate a lot of revenue in here. It's a 25% gold boost. I do also really want my Grand Temple. And I want the Circus Maximus. I think I'm going to go for the market because it has a merchant slot. We've unlocked ironworking, which means we can build our heroic epic. We will want to build that eventually one day. Krakow has built the circus. It's gotten all the happiness that it can. I could, in theory, build a Circus Maximus here. It's only 9 turns. I think I would rather get like the watermill, the ducal stable. I need that food. I need that production. I need that everything. Getting my iron online, finally. My iron was buried under 1,000 meters of ocean. Nah, listen, if we're doing luxury trades, it's a 1-for-1 luxury trade. Look at that excess happiness. Finally, we have a little bit of happiness. And that means Warsaw is going to grow like crazy. We're getting 33.8 food per turn in here. That's amazing. There is an argument that I should have gone for Explo. +3 production in all coastal cities. I am kind of in the piety train now though, so I'm going to stick down this lane. Had I thought about it a little bit more clearly, I probably would have gone for the exploration move. It would have let me maybe settle my way out of this issue. But then again, I am in a game with Polynesia and they've already settled like all of these little islands, so it wouldn't have even been worth it for that. Okay, boat Mormonism has spread to Krakow. It's good stuff. We built a cargo ship in Wrocław. Let's establish that trade route with Warsaw. Boom. Coming into the city, I believe the classic thing is to get the ducal stable, +1 production on pastures, +1 gold on pastures. There's at least 2 pastures in this city. Krakow will get me a watermill in 1 turn. Amazing. The World Congress has been founded. I will say arts funding? There's no way I'm winning a World's Fair. Standing army tax. Let's do it. Krakow finished its watermill. Let's get the ducal stable for that +1 production on gold on all 3 of the pastures in this city. I finished the circus in Lodz. Let's grab the watermill for the food and production. Angkor Wat was built in a faraway land. There's nothing I can do about any of that. But there's metal casting. Wrocław has grown, beautiful, and we purchased our missionary. Let's now save to purchase those cathedrals before we convert these cities. I love how there's only a single fish in range of my capital and there's 2 fish right on the edge. Just like right on the edge. No, three fish right on the edge. Can you imagine if they had been actually inside the city's borders? The city might not have been complete and utter trash. A man can dream. We finished the market in Warsaw. I'm going to queue up a pop into the market specialist slot so that we can get great merchants faster. I'm also going to go ahead and get started on the workshop in here because I need that +2 production, and the 10% production boost will really make this city go a lot further. Plus the engineer slot is like another great way for the city to get some production. We got the Ducal Stable in Wroclaw. Let's grab ourselves the workshop. Production is king. A great merchant has been born in Warsaw. I'm going to send them to Well, do I want culture? If I want culture, I would send it to a culture city-state like Kaisel. Yeah, I think I'll send it to Kaisel. We can steal a tech. Let's have a look at what we could steal. Well, before we do that, let's queue up the workshop in Krakow. I wish this would trigger the turn later so I could steal education. I'll steal guilds for the Artist Guild. There's Civil Service, which will give us +1 food on freshwater farms, which is really nice. I'm going to grab Reformation to get my Reformation belief. It'll also give me 15% border growth from culture, which is fantastic. Houses of Worship is insane for churning faith into culture. Apostolic Palace would be amazing, however, in the capital if we built it to actually make the capital useful. I think that's what I want to use my religion for. I want to use my religion to try to make my capital useful. Coming into Woods, let's grab the workshop. We need it really bad. There's so many hammers locked up in the workshop, and then we'll get our universities as well. Krakow has grown, and you continue to work. Well, I mean, we're kind of out of growth tiles in here now, so I'm glad I'm getting the Feed the World benefit. We did purchase a cathedral. So that's 7 culture, 2 faith, 2 gold. We will lose some of that benefit when we convert the city, but we will gain that food and gold, or food from shrines and temples rather, not food and gold. We got a great writer in Warsaw. I would love to create a great work to keep our culture flowing. I will build an amphitheater in Krakow now that we have a workshop built. So we'll be able to store that in a couple of turns. My cities are growing across the board. Need to make sure I'm working good tiles. Unfortunately, we just don't really have many good options. Well, actually, there's that fish tile right there. It's pretty good. Coming into Wroclaw, it's time for me to get my libraries and my national colleges and stuff like that. It also might be good for me to send some of my internal trade routes as production routes to help grow the production in Warsaw. It also might be good for me to pump gold in here to help. But the city is up to 19 population, so it's making really good science. For the size of the city that it is, and for the start conditions that we had, like, it's not doing too bad. Ugh, Forbidden Planet is gone. At least we found Mount Fuji. I decided to put my scout on auto explore because I'm extremely lazy and I don't want to have to micromanage him anymore. There's education. We can get started on our universities. I'm going to create a great work that will go to Krakow. Let's grab our libraries in here now. It is time. Wroclaw just finished its library, so I'm going to get started on the universities. Lots of science locked up in that. I'm going to send one of my cargo ships to Warsaw with production. The city can make plenty of food itself. It needs that production though. And we should now buy the extra cathedral in Wroclaw. Oh my god, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is already gone. So we can now start trying to actually convert these cities to boat Mormonism. I need this Grand Temple like so bad. I want to purchase that university, or at least I want to purchase some of the non-national wonder buildings. Fishing boat up there. Oh, another fishing boat tile has opened. Krakow has finished its library. Let's get that university up. I'm expecting to see my science jump now. I mean, my science is pretty bad, mostly because of our starting conditions. Oh my god, you fish stealer. AI is so aggressive with their settles. It's like a little insane, actually. Okay, we have 80 science now. We just finished a university. We also have access to compass now, which means we can build the seaport stuff. I'm going to get started on astronomy so we can get observatories. We have grown in Krakow. Let me make sure I lock all of these tiles in. The only thing we have left is the workshop. I'll probably lock in the sciencey stuff to finish the library, get me that university. We need to science up. Let's send more production to Warsaw. Again, I think this city, because it has all this food out here and all the food multipliers, I think it can feed itself just fine. What we need is to send it production because it's super behind where it needs to be. So my hope is if we pump production into it, we can make it more useful. We got the university in Wroclaw. So when a pop is born and we don't have a good food tile for them, they will go into the university. And that will start happening soon. Not quite there yet, but it will start happening soon. Forging city connections would be nice for the passive gold that it provides. I do think I want my amphitheaters though. That +2 culture really feels like it makes a difference. Let's make sure we put somebody to work in the workshop. That's +2 production in here, which is quite rare for us. Yes, improve the fish, please. Krakow has finished its university. I'm going to take you off the workshop and put you on the university. Ooh, actually, no, there's a fishing tile down there that we could improve. Now, you have your amphitheater. I'm going to quickly grab myself the Circus Maximus. +5 happiness. Doesn't need to be in the capital. You just need to get it. I'll also have another copy of gold to sell, which will be nice. Okay, all the tiles are improved or improving. We got the amphitheater in Rocklaw. My instinct tells me to get the stoneworks. It's +1 production, +1 happiness, and an extra production from the stone of the city. So that's +2 production, +1 happiness, which is really, really good. This city has grown. We do have another food tile to work, so we will work that. In fact, I'll reserve the fish tile maybe for Woods. Maybe I'll take it for you. You take that fish tile, you need it. I'm excited for the Grand Temple in Warsaw. That's really gonna help the city to stop being completely trash. So with the Grand Temple, all right, we get an extra 5 food, 5 faith, 5 gold, 5 science, 5 production, 5 culture. Like that's fantastic. However, we are missing some stuff. We're missing our national college. So I'm going to pump that into this city right now. In terms of policies, I'm going to go for religious tolerance. That's going to give me +2 science from each temple, as well as a 25% science boost from the Grand Temple. Boom. Now we're up to 129 science. And we're starting to cook here a little bit. Like it's you know, it's not amazing, but like I feel like we're cooking. I'm going to make friends with Sweden. You can be host, Sweden. Everybody loves Sweden, except for people that were jealous of Sweden. You hear that, Sweden? I got your back. All right, boom. There's astronomy. We can now build observatories for even more science. Coming into into Woods, I'm going to build my observatories because I need that +4 science. Like that flat science makes a big difference. Next up for us would probably be to get the zoo. The nice thing is it also leads to the ironworks in the capital. But yeah, we need the zoos for the happiness. With this cargo ship, I'm going to send production to Woods or to Warsaw rather. The city needs it. But now it's up to 50 production. Like now we've got a city that's like not trash. It's pretty good. I'll be able to purchase a university in here in a couple of turns. If you want my luxury, you gotta give me a luxury. That's how that works. I'm gonna vote up the embargo on Spain. No, I'm gonna vote up the standing army tax. Because I'm not trying to build an army, that helps me out. Let's do a trade mission into Kaisel. We don't necessarily care about being allies with them. Who is their ally? I need another 41 influence to become their ally. That's fine. I will take friendship. That's 6 culture per turn is pretty good. And then I can use my gold in Warsaw to quick buy a university. Boom. Now we're up. We just got like 10 science out of that. And if I queue up the 2 pops here into the university itself, boom, boom, another 10 science. Right? That was 10 science. And we're now earning great scientist points. Beautiful. National College is about to finish. We'll jump up in scientifically here as well. Oh, look at that. Another 30 science from that. Beautiful. We could also get the ironworks. It's all coming together. We got a second great prophet. Let's go ahead and enhance our religion. Hajj would be amazing to make our capital quite a bit better. 3 production, 3 food, 3 culture from the palace. I'm going to take that. Devoted elite would start to kick in for me now. It would cost me some happiness, but it would also get me production and gold. Religious community could be really good. It's like having another, if you can get 10 people converted, it's like having another workshop. But I think I would prefer devoted elite. I need that those flat buffs, because we're on the verge of getting it in all of our cities. Now I'm going to save for an inquisitor. And we managed to get, what I would argue is this is actually a pretty decent religion for the game that we're in to try to make our capital city actually useful. Like, look how much production is coming from our religion. 1 plus all these other things. 4, 5. So that's 10, 13, 16 production in the capital from our religion. That's big. 16 base production. That's like 2 extra trade routes in there. We need to get our Artist Guild. We also need our National Epic. I'll get the Artist Guild first because it's so much culture. In terms of Krakow, we got the Circus Maximus. I'm going to start building my observatories. We need that science. And now we've taken what feels like a pretty impossible start location into not a competitive position. But look, we're not bottom hammers anymore. We're not bottom food anymore. We're not bottom land anymore. Like the demos are bad. I'm gonna be real with you. These are not good demos, but they could be worse. That's when you know things are really bad. Is when you're like, listen guys, I know it doesn't look good right now, but it could be a lot worse. That's not a compelling thing to say. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, somebody has adopted an ideology. Oh, Christ. Christ on an icicle, Christicle. Criddly icicle. Oh no. It's entering into the industrial era. It's so bad. We're so cooked. Oh, this is a bad steal. I'll steal steel in the capital. I really don't want to build the Oxford, but I might need the science. I'm gonna build my national epic. That's a 25% great people generation in this city. That will help us here. Oh yes, and we got the Artist Guild actually, so we could pump 1, 2 pops in there. And really quick, I'm going to buy myself another cargo ship. Rocklaw has grown. Let me take this pop, put it into the university. We need that science. 10 production for the capital, chomp that little tile, and then put a camp on it. Okay, observatory has been completed in Łódź. I'm going to grab the ducal stable. I want that extra production from the, I think it has 3 pastures in here, so that's 3 production and 3 gold. Wrocław, I'm going to grab, it would be nice to build my trade company. I forget what it's called. I would also really like the harbor for the gold that it would provide, so I'm going to grab my city connections now. So if I trade with Barcelona, I would gain 10 science and 10 gold and 4 science per turn because they know 8 technologies that we don't know. Or I could send production or gold internally. Or production or food. I'm going to send production to Łódź so that it can build its buildings faster. We need those buildings up. I'll send my Inquisitor to Inquisition in Wrocław. The observatory in Krakow has been completed. I'm going to queue up the harbor so we can actually connect the city. Trade deal for a luxury with Isabella ended. Let me have a little chat with you, Isabella. I want your marble. Well, actually, I'm going to trade for crabs. I'll offer you gold. That's a trade deal. That's a trade deal associated with the oldest human profession. All right, let's build a little camp here. I do like getting the science from the tundra with the university, and also the science on the mountain is nice. Okay, National Epic in Warsaw is completed. I'm going to grab myself the Ironworks. That's plus 8 production per turn in here. Choosing production in Łódź. Harbor for the city connections. I think you get gold based on the number of pops in the city. I don't actually know the maths on it, but I just know that city connections are good. They are a good thing for you to do. Oh shoot, I forgot to stop buying Inquisitors. So we're getting 0 gold from city connections now. We also just unlocked the zoo. Beautiful. Now we're getting, oh right, I need the seaport and the capital as well. Okay, let's get those markets up. It's time to start making money. I'm going to grab acoustics because I want opera houses. And then I'm going to pop into economics and industrialization. So boom, boom, boom. Actually, I wasn't that far behind them as I thought. I thought I was like decades, like dozens and dozens of turns away from industrialization and getting my own ideology. But I'm actually, I'm far away, but I'm not like hundreds of turns away. Okay, Krakow has grown. All right, you're working that wonderful tile there. Work this tile too. You still have plenty of growth in you before we can maybe justify start working that university tile. I'm going to go for theocracy here. Plus 1 gold from each shrine and temple. Holy sites provide 3 gold. Most importantly, that 33% gold from the Grand Temple will make all the money that we're making here in Warsaw go a lot further. We are going to want to start feeding Warsaw again in the not too distant future. Let's set Lodz up for gold production now. I'm going to queue up a market. I'll show the queue. I'll queue up a market, a mint, and a caravansary. Ooh, I definitely want to get the amphitheater first. So let me pop that to the top. I do like culture. We're 1 cultural doodad away from finishing piety. It might have been better to go aesthetics here rather than piety. We want to set Rocklaw up for gold, the gold transition now as well. We do have the market, which is nice. I'll put this spare worker. Oh, wait, no, we have a food tile. We want to grow. We want to grow as much as we can in here. So let me work that fish. Can I finish the fishing boat? Perfect. So we'll grab that lighthouse because there's at least 2 fishing tiles in here. So that'll be plus 2 food as well as plus 2 production. Then in order to make money, I'm going to queue up the caravansary, the mint, and the brewery. All of those make us extra cash. And that will hopefully help us push our gold into a higher tier. Warsaw completed the ironworks. Let's grab the harbor for city connections. And I'm also going to queue up the observatory for science, the caravansary for gold, and the zoo. We almost have the East India Company, by the way, in here as well, too. So we'll let that chooch away for a couple of turns. We finished the market in Krakow. Let's grab ourselves the gold production stuff. Since we have our market now, the brewery has value. The caravansary has value. Bish bash bosh. Happy days. Let's Inquisition in Wrocław. Perfect. The city now follows my religion. It's getting that extra growth from our shrines and temples. I think we're making it work here, boys. I think we're getting somewhere. People with the pointiest sticks, don't look at that. Don't look at that thing, okay? Acoustics. We can get our opera houses. A whole great works of music. Musicians Guild is available. I'm going to immediately get to work on that in the capital. All right, what are we looking at demos? Let's have a look. We're 4th on land. We're 5th on manufactured goods. We're way below average and we're way below the leader, but we are above the weakest link. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Dude, what a ruthless show. I think there's something crazy about humans that we, like, the more ruthless the entertainment is, the more we're entertained by it. We want to see other human. We don't want to do the, like, messed up stuff, but we want to see each other do it to each other. Here's +9. It's like, I think, because, like, the weakest link, it's like, you don't necessarily, you got to do this thing where you vote for like, oh, okay, this guy's not very good at answering questions, but also he might be better than me, so he might beat me in the late game. So then you're also thinking like, oh, you know what, man, I'm not going to try so hard. But you don't want to try not too hard. It's like this, it's like intellectual chicken, and it's amazing. We got a great artist and we got a great scientist. That's big. We could bulb the great scientist. However, I think there's a lot of value in planting. I also think there's a lot of value in bulbing here. I might bulb next turn to 1 turn economics though. I could do a golden age, but I really want that strong culture gain, so I'm going to create great works. I think the long-term return of investment on great works just has so much value for me psychologically. I know it's probably not the right play, but in my head, it's just like, you get so much culture over time. Sure, I'm probably trading up tempo, but yeah. Oh, I'm dead. Wait, can I bribe you to attack someone else? Who are you at war with? Are you willing to declare war on literally anyone else? Because if you're not, you're declaring war on me. Okay, he's declaring war on me. Let's queue up the galleasses, boys, and start researching navigation. Let's bulb for navigation, actually, and we can make 6 frigates. This is scary. We can 1 turn economics at least. God, why did Polynesia have to spawn in this game? No! Jesus Christ! Oh, no! Just please don't declare war on me. Just please don't. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!